How do Roman Reigns and John Cena get along in real life, given how much they differ from one another on television? Is it true that John Cena and Roman Reigns are friends? Keep watching, because in this video, the question will be answered. And also, we will discuss how John Cena and Roman Reigns are rivals who despise and compete against one another. Now, let's get started. Roman Reigns and John Cena have been well known for quite some time. When they were fighting in 2017, there were a number of intense moments that WWE fans are still talking about. Reigns and Cena were known to go out of their way to say negative things about one another on occasion. In the midst of the battle, there were personal attacks, a lot of swearing, and verbal attacks that will stick with you for a long time to come.
It's called a promo, kid.
Shut your mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it, so go ahead.
You might imagine that John Cena and Roman Reigns are not the best of friends, and you'd be right. However, they are friendly and respectful of one another, and this is often evident in their segments and matches. Every time they appear in a story, the story improves as a result of their ability to work together. The show began with John Cena talking to Roman Reigns, who appeared to be very pleased with the conversation. As it turned out, the chief of the tribe was unwilling to speak with the leader of the Cenation, which was disappointing news for Cena. In the main event of SummerSlam, Roman Reigns refused to accept the challenge from John Cena. He claimed that Cena was not a significant enough figure for him to be concerned about. Finn Balor quickly responded with his own challenge, which forced him to back down. In terms of popularity, Roman Reigns and John Cena are probably the two wrestlers who people despise the most at the moment. The Tribal Chief's reign of terror has come to an end thanks to the return of the leader of the Cenation. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, is extremely upset about Cena's unexpected challenge. The match between John Cena and Roman Reigns can be discussed in a variety of ways. This match will pit two of the most controversial figures in the WWE against one another. It is also a fight between two of the biggest stars in the business, and the fact that Reigns is expected to take over for Cena only adds to the importance of the match. No matter how you look at it, this is a significant game. Everybody knew it was going to come down to one final fight. One final passing of the torch that would rival The Rock versus Hulk Hogan or Bret Hart versus Steve Austin in terms of entertainment value. However, this fight is distinct from the others in a way that has nothing to do with the skill level of the fighters involved. While appearing on Night Raw to challenge Roman Reigns, Cena spoke about their fight as if it had been a long time in the making and was now finally coming to a conclusion. However, as WWE No Mercy 2017 and their big match approached, little has been done to promote either the feud or the match itself. It's surprising how little they do in the lead up to one of the highest paying matches in WWE's entire history. As a result, Cena vs. Reigns at No Mercy is a huge misstep by a company that, for a variety of reasons, does not have enough real top-level fights. When you put one of the WWE's biggest stars against the man who appears to be the most likely to replace him, you should expect more than just a rebound feud. This feud with Cena should accomplish the exact opposite of what the Reigns vs. Strowman match was intended to do. It should demonstrate how weak Reigns is. Instead of attempting to compound the damage, it should attempt to repair it. No one would have argued that Reigns wasn't WWE's biggest star, or at the very least the one that the company was promoting as WWE's biggest star. But things have changed since then. There are now an excessive number of people on the roster who have the potential to be main event stars, and Reigns is just another main event star on Raw at this point. Cena, on the other hand, hasn't been used nearly as much or as frequently in recent years. He didn't make much of an impression at the two most recent pay-per-views in which he competed, due to the fact that both of these men no longer have as much momentum as they once did, this big match becomes less significant. Almost every week, Cena and Reigns receive more attention than the majority of other wrestlers, and their opponents frequently receive a share of that attention as well. When they collaborate, they will have less time and attention to devote to individual wrestlers. They will receive less attention, even if they wrestle against other opponents, than they would receive if they competed against these two top stars. What made Cena want to appear on Raw in the first place? According to the story, he did it because he wanted to fight Reigns for an extended period of time. In order to prepare for this match, Cena and Reigns have been arguing on social media, which is not a good way to go about things. After meeting for the first time, it was possible that Cena and Reigns were just getting started in a slow-burning rivalry that would have forced them to keep running into each other until they finally fought. Instead, it was intended to demonstrate that these two men needed to engage in combat immediately. Cena has certainly appeared in a number of long-term stories in the past, but this one could use a little more direction than it currently has. The fact that there is no story here demonstrates how desperate WWE is. Cena is the biggest star in WWE right now and one of the most well-known figures in the company's history, and he should be treated as such when he is on the premises. WWE has made the most of every opportunity with their two monsters, and their mutual dislike has been communicated in a way that Cena and Reigns' back-and-forth contract signings were unable to accomplish. Despite the fact that both Cena and Reigns tried their hardest on the microphone to convey their confidence and anger, all they had to work with were the same vague criticisms that they'd been hearing for years. However, even though it wasn't the best match, Cena and The Rock made the most of every second of the build-up to demonstrate why they were deserving of being the main attraction at WrestleMania twice. However, based on how the feud has been developed thus far, it is unlikely that Cena vs. Reigns will be as popular as it had been in the past. There should be no doubt that this is a good match going forward. In addition to putting on great matches for a long time, Cena and Reigns are entertaining to watch together as a duo as well. Whatever venue they fight in, it will be a contender for Match of the Year. But why not hold off until WrestleMania to ensure that the event has a match that will be remembered for a very long time? The No Mercy stage is not the appropriate setting for this battle, despite the fact that Miz and Dolph Ziggler had one of the best matches of their careers at No Mercy, and AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, and John Cena had a fantastic match. Not many people remember either of those matches from the event. This year's fights could be fantastic, but they won't be shown in the best light possible. With all the elements in place, Cena vs. Reigns is the main event of WrestleMania. It will be a true passing of the torch match, in which Reigns will attempt to establish himself as WWE's true face in the process. The grandest stage of them all is the proper place for it to take place, so that's where it should happen. Be sure to watch Brock Lesnar vs. John Cena, and I will see you in the next video.